repetitions. So today we're going to start a whole different system of math learning in our classroom, and we've been talking about the different ways that we can learn in our classroom and to use those ways that are best for your brain and what your brain needs every day that we go to our math time. So what we're going to start today is a system where some of you are going to have access to the learning that we do using a video, and Mrs. Gilmore is going to be a part of that, but we're also going to be working with Miss Calamaris, and she's also going to be teaching some in these videos and providing another teacher voice and another teaching perspective for you as we learn these new things. So we're going to start into lesson 11 today, which is the second half of this module that we've been working on a lot of repeated addition and multiplication and how that looks when we're using arrays. Today we're going to learn about a new tool we're going to use. It's called a tape diagram. And a tape diagram you're going to find looks very similar to an array in a lot of different ways. So we're used to this array version of showing multiplication in groups. This is actually our tape diagram version, so you can see they have a lot of similarities. Ms. Calamaris is going to talk a little bit more about what they have in common, the ways that we can use both of them. But we're also going to take these two tools and we're going to start to use division with them. And we're going to decide when we have a multiplication equation and we're missing one of our factors, we know we have to turn around and use a different operation to solve that, and that's division. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to use these tools and how to find that unknown factor in our equation by using division. Good luck.
Third graders, I'm Mrs. C. You will be hearing my voice as we go through this lesson. For those of you that I've not had the pleasure to meet, nice to meet you. Hope to see you all around school. Let's get to work. Third grade friends, I am so excited to get into this work with you. Today we are focusing on lesson 11, and we are going to be taking a look at some division problems. Within these division problems, we're going to be looking at some arrays. We're also going to be considering known and unknown information. It's kind of a mystery here. So we're going to be doing some digging. Let's take a look at this first one. This first one, actually, I need to make a slight change because this first problem stars your favorite third grade teacher, Mrs. Gilmore. So let's think about this problem and read together. Mrs. Gilmore has 12 oranges. She puts 2 oranges in each bag. How many bags does she have? Interesting. I like this. Draw an array where each column shows a bag of oranges. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to draw an array. I just want to review the term columns with you. Columns are spaces that we see as I'm drawing here. Columns are the space that I'm drawing an arrow at. When we're looking at an array, we're going to be drawing our oranges in columns, that's this space here, and we're going to think of each of these columns as a bag of oranges. So let's go ahead and draw an array, and we want to be very, very neat, meticulous, in fact, that's a fancy word for neat with our array. So let's get going here. We need to draw 12 oranges total, and we're going to remember that Mrs. Gilmore is putting her oranges in bags. How many oranges is she putting in each bag? I'm going to go back to the problem, and I remember that we're putting 2 oranges in each bag. So we can look at these columns, and we can kind of think of them as a bag as well. So I have 1, 2 oranges in that bag or that column. I have 1, 2 oranges in this bag or column. I have 1, 2. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many oranges do we have? Oh, I need 12 oranges. Okay, so I need to keep going. Now I have 7, 8 oranges. Okay, it looks like I need to make some more columns or bags, however you'd like to see that. So I have 9, 10 oranges. I think we're almost there. Here we have 11 and 12 oranges. Beautiful. Here we have all 12 of our oranges. We put 1, 2 in each of our bags. Now we need to consider how many bags does Mrs. Gilmore need? She's going to place 2 in each bag. Well, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, I have 6 bags or 6 columns. Very, very cool. What would happen if I didn't want to draw the bags? What would this look like if I just wanted to draw an array? Well, no problem, I can do that. Our arrays are really, really well organized, visual representation of information. So I have 4. Here we have, let's count together, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So here I'm showing this in a different way. These are Mrs. Gilmore's 12 oranges. You can still see that she's dropping these in 2 bags, and each bag will hold 2 oranges. So here again I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags are needed. Okay, great. Let's finish our number sentence over here. Let's think about how many oranges we started with. Well, we started with 12 oranges. How did we divide those oranges evenly? Well, we divided those oranges evenly into, we divided all of those oranges evenly into groups of 2. We dropped 2, here we are, 2 oranges into each bag. And how many bags did we end up with? Well, we ended up with 6 bags. The cool thing about this, friends, is that there's so many different ways that you can consider this problem. And we're going to take a look at this another way. We're going to look, instead of an array, now we're going to look at a tape diagram. So tape diagram is just the fancy name for this rectangle chopped into smaller bits. Let's see what we're asked to do here. Redraw the oranges in each bag as a unit in the tape diagram. I like it. The first unit is done for you. As you draw, label the diagram with known, here's that mystery part, and unknown information from the problem. So yes, the first one has been done for us. Here we see 1, 2 oranges. We are still dropping 1, 2 oranges into each bag. 1, 2 oranges. 1, 2 oranges. Let's keep track and make sure we're going to end up with 12. I'm going to count by 2s. I see 2, 4, 6, 8, and now we're going to drop 2 more. So I have 10 oranges and 2 more, which gives us 12 oranges. So friends, here we have 2 oranges in each bag. How many bags do we have? Well, I can see very clearly that this tape diagram is organized into very specific smaller units. I see 1, that represents 1 bag. I see 2, I see 3. So now I'm outlining in blue to show all of our bags. Let's make sure that the bags that we find here in B match our bags that we found in A. So I have 4 bags, 5 bags, and 6 bags. Wonderful. So this is another way to show our information. Let's fill in what we see here in the first box. Here in the first box, we are showing 2 oranges. And our entire tape diagram, let's document what we see in our entire tape diagram. Well, our entire tape diagram is showing 12 oranges. And the 12 oranges are divided evenly across a mystery or unknown amount of bags. You are all so clever, and you were able to find with me that indeed Mrs. Gilmore is going to need 6 bags. And are you ready for more of a challenge? I feel like you're up for it. Let's take a look at this one. This one looks pretty tricky, but I know you can do hard things. Let's do this one together. So here we see 14 shopping baskets are stacked equally in 7 piles. How many baskets are in each pile? Model the problem with both an array and a labeled tape diagram. Friends, keep in mind a tape diagram is a rectangle cut into different parts. That's all. Show each column as the number of baskets in each pile. Wow. I remember columns are arranged like this. There's a column, there's a column, there's a column, and there's a column. Cool. This looks like these are all things that we can do pretty easily together. So 14 looks like this. We need 14 shopping baskets stacked equally in 7 piles. So I'm going to go ahead and start drawing my array, and I'm going to know that I need 7 piles. So you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to draw my 7 piles. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have my 7 piles. I haven't shown all of my 14 shopping baskets. I know that I have to spread the shopping baskets equally across my 7 piles. So I'm going to draw the rest of or some more shopping baskets and see where we end up. So I have 7 piles, but this is only 7 baskets. I need to show 14 baskets. So let's keep working. I'm going to count on to show all 14 baskets. So I have 7 in the first row. Now let's add to each of our piles. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Beautiful. Now I'm showing my 14 baskets, and I have 7 piles. What I'm showing here is that we started with 14. We divided 14 evenly across 7 piles. And what do we have in each pile? Well, we have 2. So what we're showing here, friends, how many baskets in each pile? 2. I can write my statement that will very confidently state the fact that there are 2. We showed that. 1, 2. There are 2 shopping baskets. Oops. Not baskets, Mrs. C. Silly. There are 2 shopping baskets. That looks better. In each pile. Beautiful. How many piles do we have? Well, we were told that we need 7 piles. Let's just be very sure to make sure that we do have 7 piles. 1, each pile is shown in columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful. The last thing we need to do here, friends, is to show all of this information in a labeled tape diagram. Keep in mind that a labeled tape diagram, well, first of all, a tape diagram is a rectangle that is chopped up into bits to show our information in a different way. We showed it here in our array, but we can also show it in a tape diagram, and that's very exciting. So our tape diagram is going to be chopped into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piles. Just like up here, we had our array organized into 7 columns. Within each pile, my friends, we have 1, 2 shopping baskets. This first column is going to show, we now know that there's 2 shopping baskets, but before we did all that amazing work, each of our columns shows something unknown. That showed how many baskets will we have in each of our piles. We didn't know that there's 2 baskets in each pile until we did this amazing work. Our entire tape diagram, friends, let's go ahead and label this, shows that there are 7 piles. Awesome. It also shows, let's fill in the rest of it. So we have 1, 2 baskets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 7 piles, and we also have 14 baskets. Beautiful work. Mathematicians, are you ready for your next mission? Here is your mission. Complete number 5 and show it to Mrs. Gilmore. Second, check in the secret word with Mrs. Gilmore. The secret word is robot. Third, log into Google Classroom for your extension activity. Really quick review. Complete number 5 and show it to Mrs. Gilmore. Then check in the secret word with Mrs. Gilmore. The secret word is robot. Finally, you will log in to Google Classroom for your extension activity. Good luck!